and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with a fun little block I'd like to call paths. Now, this takes two separate little quilt blocks to put together. Very simple sewing, very easy to do, that creates this wonderful little block that's going to measure 12.5 inches square when you're done. Okay, but first, our shout out. Becky from Power Tools with Threads has a wonderful channel, and she talks a lot about embroidery machines and other like long arms and all the rest of the stuff. Like her channel is really good. She's always talking about what she's doing and what quilt she's making, and it's so much fun to listen to her. So if you get the chance, she doesn't know the shout out's coming, so if you like what you see over there, tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you, and it'll be fun. It'll just be a fun surprise for her. Now, the other thing you're going to find in the show notes besides her YouTube channel is our Zoom sew link for our monthly sew dates. Now, hopefully by the time this airs, we've sat down and we've picked out from now until the end of December 2024. But if not, there will be one date available, right? Like, because right now we're trying to firm up plans with our family, and so we can go camping with our grandchildren this summer. So putting all that aside, there's going to be sew dates there. There's also a Facebook group there that's growing, and we're having so much fun. There's lots of community chats to get involved with, and we're talking all about quilting. Sometimes we're sharing recipes, which is okay. And we're also doing things like fabric swaps. We're sewing in the virtual sewing room, meeting each other and asking all sorts of questions or getting all sorts of different ideas. It's a very warm, welcoming group, and it's a wonderful community. If you're part of Facebook and you want to join a growing, welcoming community, that's the one to join. We also are hoping that you share, like, and subscribe. Your comments help our analytics out so much, and life is busy, and if all you can have time to do is put a heart there, that will help us. That will be wonderful for you to do. The last thing is I do speaking engagements still over Zoom because I don't do any traveling now. I have given away all my quilts to friends, family, charities. So I don't have a big trunk show, but I have got pictures now. So we are taking pictures, and it's been a lot of fun talking to other quilters around North America. Like, I am just amazed at the people that I'm meeting and I'm getting a chance to chat with. So if you know a group, or you have a group of quilters or a guild that's looking for stuff, that's fine. Let them know I talk for free. Also, the guilds and any other member that's making like charity quilts or whatever, my patterns are free. You are more than welcome to use them for your community sew dates if you need a pattern that's a little different than the ones you've got to make quilts for charity or quilting for others. So come on in. I'm going to show you some strip piecing today, and we're going to do some flip and stitch corners to make this fun little block. So come on in. We got some sewing to do. Okay, we're at the sewing machine, and I'm using my Baby Lock Zest. It was a surprise gift from my husband he bought it on Boxing Day special a couple of years back, and it's been sitting here in Arizona waiting for us to come home. So we're going to show you how to do the strip piecing first. Now, I've adjusted my 1/4 inch foot, so hopefully I won't have any more problems. But for this, you could either use 16 2-inch squares of each, like I've got dark, medium, and light. So I've got the dark and the lights go together, so you'd need 16 darks and 16 lights. Well, you know, I've got strips that I can use, so I'm good with the strips. So that'll help. So I'm just going to put one on top of the other, and we're just going to make a strip set so that we can make 4 patches. Now, these strips are 2 inches a piece, and they are 33 inches in length, and that's going to give us our 16 4 patches. Or, yeah, no, it's going to give us 8 4 patches. 8 4 patches. Yeah. 8 4 patches. Okay. Yeah, we're doing this backwards. We're doing the easy stuff first. And get all the string out. There we go. Okay, we'll do a couple more stitches, and there we go, back out of the way. Now, with these light ones, because you've got a low volume in here, let's get the binder clips off that. I like binder clips for these. So basically what we're going to do is we've got 8 of these, and we're going to snowball only 2 sides with this 1.5 inch square of medium. Now, I don't need, if you need to draw a line or iron to make that work for you, by all means stop and do that, right? That's, I can do a flip and stitch corner pretty quickly. And just make sure they're all on the right side. Okay. Yeah, you want to do one on each side. Just, There we go. You know, these are cute little things. These are just adorable. You know. I don't know why I'm picking browns. Maybe they're probably on top of the pile. That's why they're getting used first as the browns. Normally I have a hard time working with brown. I just find it really hard to work with. Okay, let me get that long strip off here and get that off. Okay. There. Yeah, it's I find brown. Some people find there's certain colors that all of a sudden people just look at and they're like, I have no idea what to do with. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what goes well with it. I don't, you know, and they just, brown is one of those, browns are one of those colors for me. Like this brown's got a little bit of red in it, so it's, you know, not, I don't find that one as difficult to use as the chocolate brown. This chocolate brown here, but because it's so dark, that one is so dark it almost reads black. I'm sure it reads black on your cameras. Okay, and we got 8 left. Yes, okay, we're in good shape. We didn't do this wrong yet. Okay. And the last one. And then we start on the other side. Okay. Now I'm just going to run my plug through. Okay. Now, one thing about this Baby Lock Zest is I haven't got a 1/4 inch foot for it. But I don't need one, really. I mean, the foot on here, from the side of the foot to the needle, is a 1/4 inch. So, I mean, if push comes to shove, I could just use the side of my foot. That's not my favorite 1/4 inch foot, but hey, it works. So, and here we go. And get the next one. Now, I'll just finish sewing up these. Ugh. Okay, and then put it in there. Here we go. Look. This one is not my favorite machine. I think she knows. She knows. It does. Normally I use her for zigzag and buttonhole stitch and stuff like that. That's all I needed her for. But I don't do a lot of that kind of stuff here anyways. But you never know. I still think our grandmothers made do with very simple machines, and they did a lot of gorgeous stuff without too much spending a hoard of money. But there's people, they love their embroidery machines and all this, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, not. Here we go. Get that one lined up. Now, when you're sewing these little flip and stitch, I'm just going to show you here. There's an invisible line that you work with. It goes right down from point to point, right? I'm just going to darken this up a little bit. So you are going to be, this is the side you keep, right? Because this is the side that flips over. This is the side that's not flipping. Or no, this is the side that is going to go, and this is the side. So you want to stay on this side of the line when you're as you're sewing it. So you're going to keep that in mind, because there's a fold of the cloth, or the way you're going to fold the cloth, right, is going to affect what side, and you just have to be like a thread width or two away from that edge, right? So now I'm okay, because there's like 16 little triangles here now to trim. I'm going to cut, and I'm going to get my cutting board and all this stuff so I can show you how to trim this up. Okay, so like I say, you don't cut any of this triangle off the back until you check it from the front, and then you can do both sides at once, right? So you make sure that one's covering, and then you just clip it. So I'm going to cut now, and I'm going to get my cutting my rotary cutter and my cutting mat and all that stuff, and show you how to do the strip cutting. Okay. So I've cut some of these already, as you can see, but what I did is I doubled my fabric. I doubled my strip set before I ironed it, right? Now, and I laid it out perfectly, and I lined up all the edges, and then I just took a little ruler and I just cut 2 at a time. Now I only need, for this block, I need 8, right? 4 patches. So because the strip is 2 inches, you also have to be 2 inches this way, right? So that's how you do this. And then this little leftover piece, I put it into a crumb bin because it's big enough to work with, right? So I could put it in the pet bed too, but well. So now out of 33 inches of strips, you end up with 8, right? 8 possible 4 patches. Now I got all of this done too, so I'm just going to work with the 4 patches now. So you can take all of these and press them to the dark, like and you just finger pressing them out of the dark one way, and then you're going to flip them so the dark goes onto the light and the light goes onto the dark, and then you're just going to run them through. Now you want these to finish at 3.5 inches. These are cute little subcuts. These are cute little subunits. And there's lots of ways you can arrange these subunits once you get them all done. So just press to the dark. There we go. And I run the dark through first. And it doesn't matter which way you run them. you know, really. I mean, if you want to run all your lights through first, you could, you know, as you're laying them out. And I thought that was a cute little print to go with the dark. And there we go. Yeah, I don't like showing this method because if you're working with small scraps, lots of times you don't have enough strips, right? So the way to figure out strips, if you do any strip piecing, is you want to take, let's say you had to make 8 2.5 inch using 2.5 inch blocks instead of 2 inch, right? You take 2.5 inch times 8, which is 40. Yeah, you'd need almost a full width of fabric, right, to do 8 of these. I believe 8 times 2.5, right? 8 times 2.5 times 2, because you're doing a 4 patch, right? So that's what I work when I work with scraps. I always think, okay, all right, this is the fast way. This is the fast way. This is what normally people would do, and if they had full length of fabric. But if they don't, they're going to do this way. So I give you an either or. I give you an either or in the cutting instructions, depending on what you've got, what you're working with. Because if you're working with 2-inch blocks, or, you know, now that's where you got to be then, right? You're working with your 2-inch blocks, then you got to work with your 2-inch blocks. And this lighter brown, the lightest brown, I would call a light medium. I wouldn't call it low volume, but I would call it light medium, because when you put it up against when you put this up against the white, you've got lots of contrast, right? So that's why I call it a light medium. But any 3 fabrics, if you have contrast between your fabrics, your colors between, let's say, dark, medium, and medium light, then you're going to have this is going to be a very successful block. So let's play with layouts. Let me just get this last bit off. Okay. Okay. Now, because you've sewn them all the same way, they're all going to swirl the same way. So that works, right? You just take them and you pop them open and you finger press them flat. Just like that. I say pop them just like that. Put your finger inside and there. Just finger press them flat. Yeah, this is when I have, like, when I sew nothing but 4 patches for the day. I take this task to the couch, put my feet up, and, you know, okay, now we got to do this all day for like forever. But if you're just doing 1 block, it's fine. Okay. I'm gonna say this one would look great, really scrappy too. Okay. You know, if you had a whole bunch of different low volumes and a whole bunch of different, you know, dark mediums and then light mediums, that would work too. That would be fun. Okay, here we go. Now, there are several ways you lay out this 16 patch. Now, I know these don't push out as well. You can lay them out where they create a path. And it looks like stepping stones, and you lay them out that way. Hang on, let me just get these finger pressed out. Won't take too long. Because Because once you see this laid out, then you know it's a 16 patch, right? Okay. Oh, wow. Oops. Go like that. Go like that. And the last two. Okay. Now, this is just one layout. And you lay them out. You lay all your dark and dark mediums out the same way. And you create this one pattern. Okay, just like that. And that's the plan I had for this, but you can also take these and switch them like this. You know, so then you would want to take this and this and just give that just a quarter spin. So you'd have the light playing up against the dark. Oops, just like that. And they would sew together because they're all sewn the same direction, right? So then it would be like this with an X in the cross. So basically now the block creates an X block, right? But it's up to you how you want to do these. I do like this layout where it's all the same direction. I think that's an interesting layout to play with. So let's sew it that way instead. Okay, so we want all of this going the same direction. Right now, basically this is like webbing a 16 patch. Okay, and let's start this way. Now you notice this corner doesn't have to meet this, right? Because all it does is snowball it. So, and that's a big advantage right there. You don't have to meet up points, because if I had to use a 2-inch piece on the edge of my snowballed unit, you would now have to start matching up, trying to match up those points. And on this, you don't have to, right? Because it's going to fall short, and that's the way it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be short. But it does make, because all of these units are 3.5, so it does make a good 12.5 unfinished block, 12-inch finished in a quilt. Yeah, there we go, just like that. I should have my leader ender cut and ready to go. I suppose some of you are happy I don't have a leader ender ready to go, but I should get my leader ender out and get it ready. But okay, so the next one, you just open it up like a book. You move all these pieces over just a hair so they don't fall off everywhere. Okay, so it goes like that. And as soon as you get confused, take it off the machine and lay it back out. That's my best advice to you, or if anybody else is doing webbing, especially if you're not used to doing webbing. That is the best way to keep it straight in your head as to what goes where. There we go. I like things that chain across a block or would chain across a quilt. Because when you get an asymmetrical block too, you can lay it out in all sorts of different patterns and it would look really good. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so lay this all out. Again, you see, make sure you've got them all going the same direction, right? All your brown is going the same direction, all your white, right? That's your midpoint check. I guess that would be the best explanation for it. And we just get in the sewing machine. And line them up. And just take them off my row. Okay, there. And now the last one, and then we'll start going the other direction. Yeah, because this webbing, I mean, once you make your subunits, right, then they just fly together. And it's a good scrap buster. It really is. Okay, so now that we've got this, we just want to check it to make sure it's all going the same way. See, and it looks like this was working out perfect because you don't want them to match, right? If you used a 2-inch square on this corner, you'd have to try and line it up here. And we don't want to do that. We want simple sewing, right? For this block. And it's just a way to play around with a very traditional block. Okay, so now we get that first row in. And now we have to decide, are we pressing to the dark? Yes, I think we should. I think we should press to the dark on these blocks. Okay. There we go. Okay. Get my needle down. For some reason, it's refusing to nest. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, it's good. No, it's good. Quick, sew it. Quick, sew it. Get it sewn. Okay, we're pressing to the dark. So let's write like that. And we're pressing to the dark. So on the squares, the 4 patches, you're going to be pressing in. I'm just flipping my seam now. Yes, I did. Okay, so on the 4 patches, you're flipping towards the 4 patch. And the other ones, you're flipping out. Right? Because that'll keep your darks and your light mediums from showing through your neutrals or your low volumes. Here we go. Oh, yeah, this machine makes quite a bit different sound. Right, so, okay. Now, here's one that partially flipped on me. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clip it. Just going to clip it so it lies flat. There. And that happens. You just have to just deal with it. You know, just deal with it and get it over with. You know, don't sit there and lament over it all the time. You know, when you make when there's a little mistake on the back, just get her done. You know, that's sometimes the best way to deal with it is just get it done. Ah, yeah, that's right. Okay, this goes down. There we go. There. And there. And last seam. There we go. It's starting to come together quite nicely. And I want to get that last seam. And you line up this side. And just line up your outside edges. Right, to start them. Okay, and then with the needle down, I snip through all the webbing so I can see what I'm doing. And I get really good nesting that way. And hopefully I don't flip the seam underneath, which is not, it's not cooperating. So that's okay. That's sewing. Sometimes you just, you have to make it cooperate. There we go. Just like that. No, it's still not cooperating. Oh, there it is. Quick over seam. Quick, get over it. Quick, get it sewn. It's cooperating suddenly. And yes, sometimes I'm telling my sewing machine to make it lie flat. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it does not. But that's okay. That's one of those things you just got to deal with. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Well, that's weird. Okay. Come on. No, it's not. It's just being obstinate. Okay. I probably missed my nest. Oh well. Okay. So what I did on the back. Okay, let's get this off and I'll show you what I did. Now what I did is I'm pressing towards the 4 patches just to keep the low volume looking bright, right? So that's what's happening back here. And you'll see, like, you do it both directions, right? So when we're at the ironing table, this block will look like this, flat open. All right, and it'll be nice and clean on the front, and then you won't see all the darks on the front. So let's get to our ta-da moment. Okay, so here's our block path. Now you could play around with this and do a lot of things. Traditionally, these quarter square or the flip and stitch are like 2-inch. It's all done by templates. But you can play around with this. Now there is no seams here that are matching up on these sides to the 4 patches, right? So that makes this block really easy, really beginner friendly. It also helps you use up a lot of scraps. Now you could play around with this and do a lot of scraps and low volumes. You can also change the way it gets laid out, and it all looks great. So this is a good one. It's an asymmetrical block, so you can kind of play with the layouts of this as well. So I do hope you give it a try. I hope you have an absolutely splendid week ahead. And I want you to take care until we meet again. Okay, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our videos and being part of our Facebook group and coming to our Zoom meetings. It's been so much fun on this little adventure that we've been on YouTube. I just want to we are doing Zoom sew dates still coming up and those dates are going to be listed in the show notes of this video for the next year. We're making that commitment to you, and we're having a lot of fun with those Zoom sew dates. So please, feel free to come in. Even if you're not a quilter and you just want to come and do some crocheting or knitting or whatever, yeah, come on down. We're good. The other thing is I still am doing speaking engagements for the quilt gals just to help them out to get back on their feet. I am doing only Zoom meetings, and I have a PowerPoint presentation that talks about all the free patterns that we have put out and will be putting out to the world. So they're more than welcome to take any of my patterns and use them for their charity quilts, right? So that's kind of important that they know that we're there. So if you are part of a guild, let your programs person know that we're speaking for free over Zoom only. We're not doing any traveling or anything like that. The other thing that I want to let you know is that we do in our Facebook group, everybody's sharing pictures and having fun and asking questions, and it's a hoot. And we do still have the room feature in Facebook that we can go sew within. My admin person, Kathy, was able to set that up. It's no longer called Brenda's room, it's called Kathy's room, but we got a room. We do have a room working, so we're all happy with that. So if you get the opportunity to come join us on Facebook, that's great. We'd love to have you. So until we meet again, I hope you have you and your family have an absolutely amazing weeks ahead, okay? You take care. All right, bye.